not here to tell you not to do it.
I take women back 100 years. I'm like, no, I'm the clear example of how to be empowered. I use my body. I do what I want when I want. And this is a thing you've been banging on about for years. And when I get hate, like when I click on the comments of these women that are like, oh, you're taking us back 100 years, then in their bio it's a stay-at-home mom of 2. I'm thinking, what the fuck was you rooting for? Because you have just stayed at home.
That's right, Bonnie. See, this is the future.
Yeah.
This is the future. This is fantastic. It's exactly what Western society is headed to. So why are we going to sit here and pretend this is not? Why are we going to sit here and pretend that most women who go on girls' holidays aren't doing something similar to what Bonnie does just because it's not on camera? Why are we going to sit here and pretend that these men who walk around with their wives in the pub in England, and they're like, oh, my wife, yeah, everyone has a past. Oh, no, she's done the same shit. What's the difference? Who gives a fuck, right? We're either going to care and accept that women are judged on their past and judged on their innocence and judged on their naivety and judged on these things like it used to be, or we're going to sit and say it doesn't matter, everyone has a past. Well, if everyone has a past, everyone has a past. Who gives a fuck? Does it really matter?
So
anymore?
What would you do if it was your daughter, though?
But why are you asking impossible questions?
Well, it's not an impossible question.
Of course it is.
How?
It can't happen.
But anything can happen.
It's against the laws of physics.
It's not.
I mean, if your daughter opened her legs and took 1,000 dicks, it's not impossible.
Of course it is.
What?
Why is
the
it
dicks
impossible?
would enter her pussy, therefore she's taken.
It's literally impossible for my daughter.
What, are you going to be there against your daughter's pussy saying that dick's not entering it?
No, my daughter just wouldn't make that decision.
But why?
Because I still raise her in a household where she is masculinely guided, and she will be guided by me until I hand her over to some other man.
Why?
However, I believe when women are left to their own devices, they will only ever make stupid decisions.
Was mine a stupid decision?
I wouldn't say it's any more stupid than most decisions women make, to be honest with you. I think that most women, to some degree, are sex workers anyway. Like, let's be honest about it, right? Most women look at Miami or Dubai. What's your job? Oh, I've got a boyfriend. So your job is being a girlfriend. And why does he give you money? Because you give him sex. So most women are sex workers anyway, to be honest.
But isn't that what you said the family unit was?
Well, then you're a sex worker with one customer. You know, which is nice. I guess it's better. It's more efficient.
But what about if you're raising children? That's not sex work, is it?
No, that's being a mother.
Yeah.
All right, so that's interesting, Rob. Rob said this, not me. So they're either virgins, sex workers, or mothers. Are those the three categories?
I think you're putting words into my mouth.
I think that's what Rob just said. Those are the three categories.
I'm just sat in the middle.
And women have to choose to be one of them.
So is that what you think?
I think that when a woman becomes a mother, she has a purpose. And I think that women should be having children as soon as possible. And I think it gives their life a direction. And I think it's the most important thing to preserve society, especially if you want to talk about geopolitics and talk about race and all of these things. If you want to have a country that looks like the country it used to be, you need to have the original people from there having children. I think all of that is true. Absolutely. I think every day a woman goes without having kids is primarily a waste of time. But once again, what does it matter what I think? Rob, I've given up. Rob, I've given up trying to save the world. I've given up. No, Rob. I've given up.
Haven't.
I've given up on misogyny and all this shit.
No, you haven't.
They attacked me with the Matrix. They keep throwing me in jail. I am now all for women empowerment. I think women should run around fucking as many men as they want. I like what Bonnie's doing. She's getting the bag. She's getting rich. Most girls out here don't want to have kids. They just want to get Birkin bags and Instagram likes. Good. I'm a feminist, a pro-feminism.
All right, stop it there. What you guys thinking?
That's where he started trolling. I think he's really trolling. I mean, it seemed like yeah, he's definitely trolling. Nah, he's trolling. You didn't hear some of the stuff he was just saying, like
but
he's all pro-feminism and all of this extra shit.
Well, I think he was just sarcastic on that back end.
Yeah, he's trolling.
Didn't he get his money through pimping?
Bro just said that I'm minding my business, and what you hoes do is what you hoes do. That's because when he was out here talking bad about him and explaining why women shouldn't do that, you know, that's when those
when it came for him.
He got too powerful. His voice got too, you know what I'm saying, big. You know, the entire YouTube platform deplatformed him. You know, Twitter deplatformed him was because what he was saying was dangerous because he was helping men and, you know, making men become, you know, more aware of where they are. But what bro just said there, I mean, shit, he's like he just said, my daughter would never. So you hoes can do what y'all want to do, but my daughter won't because she has a father and who's guiding her. And she's not going to grow into a woman who makes those types of decisions. I don't see an issue with anything that he said I either side. I mean, if nothing else, we know he's definitely walking the walk as far as what he's saying. It's been proven that he is literally about that life, metaphorically and directly speaking. So I don't see what the problem is.
This is an example of what Marcus was getting mad pushback for by Lemon Pepper and the good old folks regarding standards as for his son being able to go out there and find a nympho or a woman that is cool with that type of behavior so that they could learn. We just spun the block proverbially with someone who's very polarizing. And if you take emotions out of it, it's logical. I'm going to protect my seed, which is my daughter. But let's not be cavalier that there aren't nymphos, as we know them, trash, smooth, white liver women that just need that fix, and they have an insatiable appetite. A lot of people don't want to hear it, but there's a lot of lifestyles that are like that, and those women are quite fine with it, like the woman Bonnie Blue sitting on the other side of the couch. He was gentlemanly enough to tell her, yeah, you are a hoe. Yeah, you are misguided. You did not have a daddy in your life and you weren't precious enough. That's why you're out here doing this for records. How much more money do you want to have dudes prove that you have no walls? Does she have kids? I'm not sure about that. Does she have kids, Trev?
No.
That wouldn't be the epitome of somebody that anyone would call a mother. Not in this day and time. Kid couldn't even live that down. Your mom did what? You would be that kid. I digress.
If you look at the numbers, she said that she did 1,054 men in 12 hours. That's 720 minutes. That means that each one of those men got to fuck her for 68 seconds.
Yeah. Yep. And that's not counting the switch. Like you got to move out of the way.
I'm just dividing.
Yeah, I know it's like nothing. That's no time, yo.
Those other 1,053 men who went after the first dude, like that's what I have an issue with. Like, where are these niggas? Who would do that? Like, who would just it's like getting in the line waiting for some J's 2-3 hours just to get you 68 seconds of, you know what I'm saying, super ran through clearance rack vagina. Like, who does that?
Willie
get no buns.
No. When I was young, right, and I used to be able to enjoy it, they used to tease me because I never hit a cluck with the rest of the guys. They'd go in. I ain't never do this shit. Like, niggas be doing that shit. People be doing that shit more than you think.
No, I mean
1,000. We understand that the trees
like,
here. Some people run a treasy, but by the time you were like 1,054, you like, you know what I mean? You got.
I'm saying they was hitting the cluck.
That's hitting the cluck is still nasty, bro. I don't.
Yeah, true.
I just want you to know, like,
Damn, man.
nothing but the utmost respect for you, and I'm so glad that you do not represent where you came from, because that type of circumstance that you just listed, your friends peer pressure you in a fucking cluck. I'm so glad that you didn't do it, bro. Salute for that, because that's wild. Like, I've seen men be shamed for some wild shit, but hey, bro, now you remember how nigga went fuck that cluck with us? Like, that's never been something I would have thought that I'd hear out loud. Like, that's crazy.
They say you're not no real trapper because you ain't never did it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is
that's crazy. Oh man.
So I disagree with Andrew Tate on that one part where he said he don't think that and I know Hank shared the sentiment where it's not levels to this shit. I think there is levels. I think there's a stark difference between somebody who has like 5 bodies or less versus somebody who has 1,000 and something bodies in a day, right? Like most of us probably ended up with a woman who had under 5, but it might not have been 0. So to say that they're all hoes just because they might be just having premarital sex, I mean, it's definitely levels to it. Like somebody like her, she's going to be completely desensitized to anything you got for her. You can't show her a damn thing. I would be surprised if she's able to even enjoy intimacy at this point versus somebody who might have had, even if you go up to like 10, then it starts getting crazy. But I think that if you stay under 5, you're pretty good, and I wouldn't consider her to be a hoe.
Yeah,
But
but
we gotta look
Fred,
at the.
we know what when somebody calls a woman a hoe, we know what we know what that means. That means they had more than 5. They had more than 10. You know what I'm saying? Now they touching the triple digits before they hit the age of 30. Yeah, those are hoes.
Well,
So
that's different.
once you hit into those type of numbers, like you said, they're numb. You throwing your hot dog down the hallway, man. It is what it is. So you got to accept that what it is. No, they all on the same level. They hoes. They do hoe shit when they do what hoes do.
So I do agree
100
with you
to a
when you start
thousand.
getting into
I,
them
I, I I
football
can't. I don't
numbers.
see the difference.
Yeah,
Their mindset
but
is off.
Andrew was saying some other shit. He was saying like just damn near anybody, whoever isn't like a virgin, pretty much is a hoe. So
How did you feel about?
I
How
thought
did
you
you
agree
feel
with
about
that.
him saying that he could prevent his daughter from opening up her legs? Do you
I
think that?
completely agree with that sentiment because I feel the same damn way.
Well,
I
I know
feel
you
the
feel
same
the same
damn
way,
way.
but but like realistically, do you think that a father can have that much imprint, or have you seen it where like the father was present, active, and she
Yes,
still left it
I've seen
open?
it in my own family where it'll be like that. I'm surrounded by people like I got cousins who ended up with their high school sweetheart and nobody else. My mother only has been with my father ever in life, so I know that type of shit exists because I'm surrounded by it. So I know that depending on what it is that you instill in your daughter, then that's going to be a product of who she is. You have to keep her and protect her, cover her from those type of environments. Nothing is a guarantee, but like nothing, anything in life, we mitigate the risks, and you can absolutely prevent your daughter from being a hoe.
In your honest opinion, like why do you feel as though daughters stray away? Like even if you have a father that is there, that is
Okay.
active, he's making sure. Is it because he's too aggressive with the style? Is
There's a
it that?
balance. You're right. You're right. Because sometimes you could be too aggressive. If you like straight don't give them anything, then all that tension builds up, and as soon as they're 18, it's like a rubber band. There's a balance. She has to be exposed to certain things. I've had those uncomfortable conversations with her first and given her context. I've explained to her that her chastity is extremely important and valuable. She already knows that she's beautiful. She already knows that she doesn't need a man to do that. And not to mention, I gave it a game. I told her how dudes act, and I told her what the pressures are and everything else. I don't believe in a super tight leash either. They have to be able to explore. They don't need to feel like they are being smothered either, right? There's that healthy balance, which is extremely difficult to do. But if you're a parent that's working really hard at it, you'll likely be successful. And the most important thing is just her valuing herself. She has to understand what that means, and there has to be other things that she can stimulate herself with aside from sex. There's other things.
All right. Okay.
Look, man, they gonna do what they gonna do, man. I mean, they gonna look. Most of them gonna do it out of rebellion. They gonna rebel. They gonna try it. Some of them gonna do it out of curiosity. And then if they got one of them addictive personalities, it's over. That little heifer is gonna be going, and it ain't no stopping her. Maybe when she get pregnant, she'll stop for them 9 to 10 months, and she'll be right back at it, turning tricks.
The women sleep with one dude a year, and then if they're not, actively dating on average, and then if she is average dating, it goes between 1 and 3 men a year. 10 years of that shit can put a woman, north of 10, somewhere between 10 and 30. So imagine the women that are 40 plus years old. They got 20
And
years. So they
do you
between
think that make them a hoe? Willie, them
a
numbers.
woman sleeping with 60 niggas in her life.
30. And with
I'm
the
not
numbers
gonna
you
say
said, one
I
a
don't.
year.
I won't say it makes her a hoe, but I will say that it disqualifies her from the romantic affections and long-term commitment of the men they want, because we're not out here buying. Like, not trying to be funny, but if somebody you got all the money in the world, right, and you can go buy a Ferrari, brand new off the lot, 0 miles, But are you gonna pay that same price for one that's 2 years older with 800,000 miles? Fuck no. It's the same thing with women. So if the problem is most dudes will never know. Like most guys will never know what their woman's number is. Most guys aren't willing to have that conversation with their woman because they don't want to know. They're already in love. So they on that Mario wine and shit. So if you just it's just a math, it's a game. You just know, like, okay, cool. I suggest guys look at how many relationships he's been in. One of my friends, he got lucky. His wife now, she was married before him for 16 years, was single for a year, met him, and now they married. And the whole time she was married, she swears she's only with her husband. So he may hit a unicorn. But then at the same time, if your girl been in 10 different relationships, I'd be a little concerned because that's at least 10 niggas that smash. And you know what happens to a lot of women once they get out of a relationship. Them girl trips start kicking back up. Shit they couldn't do it on, while they was with their man. They start going out more, showing off more. So I don't see any hope in men really trying to say that dealing with women or dealing with hoes is not going to be a productive thing or something. I think eventually men are just going to have to deal with it. And that group of men who don't, we're just going to be in that pocket where we're happy that we've done what it takes to be able to pick and choose, but the other 90% of niggas, they just going to be over here saying fighting after share pussy.
Yeah, I mean, look, our sons are going to be dealing with the hoes for the most part. Our nephews are going to be dealing with it. Our little cousins, they the one going to be dealing with them because it's okay, it's normal.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this woman right now. She's prancing around, fronting and flogging and showing out, saying, "Hey, it's okay. Ladies, do what y'all want. Don't let a man or his ways or his mindset or even that man's dick hold you back. Fuck who you want to fuck." And guess what? You're gonna have some weak-minded women who are gonna follow this chick's logic and gonna go through it doing the same thing. Oh, she making 1.2 million. Oh, I got to get that bag too. So they ready to lay on their back or on their stomachs or whatever way they love to take it, and they're gonna receive it. And guess what? One of these days, our son's gonna walk out there and she's a pretty girl, nice looking woman, and won't ever know how many bodies she has.
I hate
Won't know
that.
because guess what? You ask her, she ain't gonna tell you the goddamn truth. She not gonna tell you nowhere. She gonna divide it by 25. Even though you probably should be multiplied it by 25.
The fact
that's what she gonna tell you. And your son gonna marry this heifer, and now your boy's gonna be, God damn, man, how did little Hink get up with? How did little Hink hook up with? Does he know she was for the streets?
This promiscuous this westernized culture and view on sex, I hate that that's metastasized throughout the rest of the world. I hate that, because being a whore typically is a very westernized thing. It's something that America has perfected and patented over, the past 20 years, especially with the things we push on our music, social media, and all that other shit. And what I hate, the reason why I hate it is because a lot of these other places now are being exposed to us. Like, for example, some of the Americanized women in the Middle East, the shit that they're doing over there is crazy. The ones that are already emancipated, the ones that are just on their own, third or fourth generation that are, saying too far from the mosque. I hate that, they're looking up to Americanize these types of women and thinking that, oh, I want to do that too. And in my travels, seeing it, I see locals doing American shit that I wouldn't think they would be doing based on their culture. Like, I've seen it in India, I've seen it in Bahrain, I've seen it in Abu Dhabi, I've seen it in Cape Town, I've seen it in Argentina. Like, I see and these types of women are popular there. Like, that idea that, okay, I've got a vagina, I should go out here and monetize it is crazy. Like, and that's something that I think that we've kind of cornered the market on in America.
I disagree respectfully. I think hoeing has been in the Bible. Like, people been hoeing since before America was even a country.
Right.
Turtle Island, they was hoeing.
No argument there.
For beans. And so I would agree with you on we mass produce over sexualized content. I argue that we might even mass produce a archetype of an over sexualized seductress, right? But without America, people still was having sex, and like it was going out of style.
Well, we talking about being hoe, like this type of shit. Like we're saying,
Oh,
being hoes,
1,000
like
motherfuckers.
being hoes
Well,
is acceptable. Being a whore is not shame. There's no shame attached to it. You know, that's the hill I'm willing to die on. I think that we kind of I don't want to say invented the. I think we've immunized most of our women from being shamed based on decisions they make with their vaginas. And if we'll just say that if that is a disease, right, it's a virus. I think that the majority of the people that have that virus are in America, and we're the ones spreading it to the world.
All right. We're going to play a little bit more. Play a little bit more of this clip.
Can I say one thing, JR?
Go ahead.
Look, my concern is for these young bloods out here, these young men. So, young man, this lesson's for you right now. Every time these women talk about they want to give you the IG so you can connect with them, when you get to the IG, you look, every thirst trap pit, you count that as a goddamn body. Because some man done slid into a goddamn DMs right after she posted that goddamn thirst trap picture and let it be known. You count every last one of them. It's a body. That heifer's been out here fucking like crazy. Let her be.
Pink math.
Who's out here like taking bitches, I mean, women serious to have a bunch of thirst traps on their page? Like, who's doing that still? I know that none of our sons are. Like, I would bet money that none of our sons are. So, like, if there are men out here that we see women, you know, half-ass naked online, and then still shoot at them as if they're like upstanding, wholesome women, they deserve all the hell and drama and strife and financial drain they get. Like, I wish those are the men that deserve it, because they got to go through it. You know what I'm saying? A hard head make for a soft ass. So if they're going to keep shooting at these Instagram chicks and treating them like they're women instead of treating them like they're whores or however they present themselves, that's on them.